watching and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to touch on 10 Instagram tips to achieve the perfect Instagram, whether you want to achieve the perfect aesthetics or just a beautiful Instagram. I have received so many comments and direct messages from you guys asking, can I please show you how I edit my pictures on Instagram, how I plan them, so many different questions. So I thought that I would just start an Instagram series. Now I just didn't want to jump into it and just show you how I edit my photos. I kind of want to plan this series properly. So today's video is going to be 10 tips to achieve your ideal Instagram. So for me, I work very hard on my Instagram. I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram. I have about 8,000 followers, so to me that's, it's still a lot, and some of you might be stuck at 1,000 or 2,000 followers and you want to bump up your following or just create a beautiful Instagram space. To me, it's not about the following. To me, it's about producing content and putting out content that is beautiful and authentic to your personality. So whether you have 1,000 followers, 100,000 or 1 million followers, this doesn't matter. It's not about following, it's about achieving that beautiful space on Instagram. So today I'm going to share with you 10 of my tips to achieve your perfect Instagram. So let's get started with tip number 1. This is about you. So know what you like and know the things that you want to put out. So for me, it helps to follow accounts that are similar to my style and my aesthetics, because this is how I get inspiration and motivation to just continue with my feed. And if you don't know what you like, then you don't know what, your favorite ideal Instagram would look like. So that is my number 1 tip, is to know what you like so you know where you're working towards. Tip number 2 is having a feed or a topic that is cohesive. So for example, I post about beauty, lifestyle, hair, makeup, all of those type of things to form a general topic. So for example, if I usually post makeup flat lays and all of a sudden I post something about furniture or something about gaming, for example, that is not kind of like a cohesive topic to post about on your feed. If you have that labeled out on your bio saying lifestyle, beauty, gaming, for example, then that's perfectly fine, so people know what they can come back to your channel for. I personally started with a lot of makeup flat lays, and I soon realized that even though it's still beauty, I wanted to post more about myself and started incorporating makeup, fashion, beauty, lifestyle all into one. So if people come to my channel, then they know that they can, find videos about that topic. So just be authentic and be true to the topic that you want to post about. And then number 3 is something that is very important and something that a lot of people started off with and they can't change it now, but if you change it early enough, then you can improve the overall quality of your Instagram, and that is Instagram handles. So if you are not sure what a handle is, it's your username, so at whatever. So mine is at Jessica_van Heerden. I used to have an old Instagram and I actually forgot that password and I wasn't able to retrieve it, so I started a brand new Instagram like 2 years ago. And my previous Instagram used to be Jess with like 3 S's, VH, and it just wasn't relevant, so I picked Jessica_van Heerden. I really wanted it one word, but that was already taken. So your Instagram handle is something that is very, very one of a kind and unique to you. So you are the only person that has that has that Instagram handle. So what I mean on the topic of having, you know, a professional Instagram handle is, for example, if I had an Instagram handle that said Jess 5560 or something like that, that is the first thing that people see when it comes to your you know, your feed, if they aren't, you know, following you. So for example, if someone had to mention me and it said Jess 5560 or whatever, to me, I wouldn't click on that. But if it said something that is relevant to your blog or to your channel, for example, then that automatically kind of intrigues people to click on your profile and then see all of the beautiful pictures that you post. So just be careful of what you name your Instagram. It's always really nice to just go with your name. I personally just went with my name, but if you have like a blog or something specific that you post about, then use that. Okay, and then getting to the actual, you know, photos on Instagram, it's very, very important to, number 4, take good pictures in good lighting. For example, if I had to take a photo in the dark and I want to make it look like a very vibrant and beautiful picture, it's really hard to do that, whereas you take a photo in good lighting. So have that in mind when you take your photos. Find good lighting, know kind of like the photo that you want in your head, and then work on that. It's a lot more hard work to edit afterwards than to find a good spot, find good lighting, and then just tweak the photo here and there. Okay, so we're halfway. Tip number 5 is something that helps with the cohesiveness of your channel, and that is using the same filters or the same editing style. That just helps with the overall flow and cohesiveness of a feed. I personally don't use filters. A lot of you comment on my pictures asking what filters do I use, and I honestly don't use filters. I again take them in good lighting, similar lighting to all of my photos, and then I will just tweak the brightness, the contrast, the saturation. I will amp up the ambience and things like that, but I will show that to you in the next Instagram series video. So I know some people on Instagram use about 3 filters to kind of achieve that cohesiveness. So that is my 5th tip. Know the type of filters you like and then just keep on using the same filters. So you get private profiles and then you get a business profile. So if your Instagram is on private, it's less likely that people are going to follow you because they have to request, they have to send a request before they can even see your feed. So I honestly recommend switching your Instagram profile from personal or private to a normal business public profile. And then I would also suggest starting or opening a Facebook page with the exact name as your Instagram, because these two link together and you can boost your posts, you can track your engagement and your insight, which helps with you know, seeing where your followers are from, whether they're male or female, and just, you know, things that you can track. Because for example, if brands approach you and they ask, you know, you to join a campaign or take part in a campaign with them, they normally ask for these things. And if you have a private, you know, personal profile, I don't think you can do that. I'm not sure, but I honestly think it's the best to have a public business type of profile, because people can just click on your little email link, they can click straight to your website, and it just makes it a lot more easy and convenient for the person that might be following you. So tip number 6 leads to tip number 7, which is boosting your posts. I honestly recommend trying it out. It can really, you know, help your channel achieve a lot of success. I personally don't boost every single post. For example, if I work with a brand, I like to put a little bit of money back into boosting my posts and giving back to the brand, and not just, you know, reaching my following, but reaching more people beyond that. So you can choose the amount that you want to spend, from 10 Rand or like $1 up until like $100 or 500 Rand or 600 Rand. I am from South Africa, if you guys haven't noticed by my accent, but I personally do like a couple of $100 a month. I'll choose certain posts that I want to boost, but I don't boost every single post. So when Instagram started, hashtags used to be the thing. I think Twitter actually came up with the whole hashtag thing, but I remember when I first started Instagram, you used to just use like a couple of hashtags and that was your post. You never used to say anything in your caption because that's what Facebook was for. But my 8th tip is all about hashtags and using relevant hashtags. So as I said, hashtags used to be very important, but not so much nowadays, because people with like a huge following, like hundreds of thousands and millions of followers, they don't use hashtags because, let's be honest, they don't need it, and that influences people with a fewer following to also not use them, and then they use them in the comment section. So I watched a couple of videos on Instagram algorithm and how it all changed and all of that, and a lot of them touch on Instagram, hashtags, and saying that a lot of people don't use them, a lot of people overuse them, and a lot of people use them in the comments. So using hashtags that are relevant, is my main tip. But touching a little bit more on that tip is, using hashtags that, for example, relevancy. I'm blonde, I'm not going to post a hashtag that says hashtag brunette, or, things that are not relevant to whatever you're posting. And then also hashtags in the comment section. All of those videos say that hashtags in the comment section are not deemed as important as hashtags in the caption. So using a couple of hashtags, they suggest that you use 5 hashtags. I personally use a couple of hashtags, no more than 2 lines. So I'm that OCD person that if I do my little caption and I have like 5 hashtags and one little hashtag goes to the bottom, I'm so annoyed and I have to kind of complete the line. So let me know in the comments if I'm not alone, because I'm so OCD and perfectionist when it comes to small little things like that. So yeah, using relevant hashtags and using them in your caption, and just using a few that are relevant to whatever you're posting is my tip number 8. And then tip number 9 is something that I struggle with every single day, and I get so annoyed when I have this picture and I look so good in this picture and I cannot post it because it doesn't fit to my feed. I cannot tell you guys how many photos I have on my camera roll that I cannot post to Instagram because it does not fit to my feed. And touching back on one of the tips about cohesiveness is having that overall look and having each little photo match next to the next one. And that is something that is very important to me and something that frustrates me so much, but it helps with, creating that overall desired Instagram that you want. And then the last tip that I have for you guys is to plan your feed and post at your best times. And the only way you can see your best times is if you have a public business profile and if you track your insights on your page. So you can see personally when your best times are and all of that, but in order to get your best times, you need to post at different times to see when your followers are on Instagram and when they like your photo and when they comment on your photo. So I personally struggle with that. I'm really trying to get better at posting at my best times. I'm just still trying to figure out my best times. I have a couple of, top best times and I'm trying to stick to those, but I personally just post in the moment and when I have time. But I am, this is one of the tips that I take for myself at the moment. And then planning your feed is also very important. This is something that I will touch on in the next video, but I use an app called You can also use Visco, and just planning you know, your photos and kind of reorganizing them, seeing which one goes better next to the other one, and kind of like a puzzle game. But yeah, I think it's very important to plan your feed and just to make sure that one photo fits to the next one and that all of them look good next to each other. So those are my 10 Instagram tips to achieve your ideal Instagram, or your perfect Instagram suited to your personal style and your personal aesthetics. Aesthetics is something that I honestly live by. I love everything that looks pretty, looks cohesive, matches. That's just, I'm a Virgo, you guys, so everything needs to kind of match. Let me know what's your star sign in the comments, and if you have any tips for me, I would really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments also if you want to see anything else in terms of this Instagram series. So the next video will be how I edit my Instagram photos. So this is what my Instagram looks like. I have, you know, I started with a certain type of look and then I kind of evolved. I can also do a little Instagram journey if you guys wanted to see that, but of course let me just know in the comments and I will reply to you or get back to you in another video. But I hope you guys have a lovely day, and then I will see you guys next time. Mwah!